Very. Guys are frustrated. The team's kind of pissed off and super eager to just get it fixed.
What do you think you guys need to fix? When you look at the list of things that you want to improve on from last week, what are the biggest points of emphasis?
Yeah, just as a team, just playing hard and not just just taking punches and not swinging back. I think that just goes back to having pride for our university and pride for this football team and the work we put in. But Coach Rule's bringing it out of us this week, so we'll be ready.
When he says that word on Monday, entitlement, how do you take that? How do you process what he's talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it could mean a lot of things if you really dig deep into it. But for us, the game happened Friday. We had Saturday all day to sit on it, and Sunday we came in and literally told every truth possible. And then now it's on to the next, not the last game of the season, but it's about fixing it. And I know those guys in that locker room will get it done.
Was there a players only kind of truth telling session, or was it everybody?
There was coaches and all, but we did have a players only, so that was good. We always say we don't want that to happen, but it was necessary, so we got it done.
What did you see from Northwestern on tape?
I mean, they're a bunch of relentless dudes that run to the football. They play very well together. They're a very experienced team. So like every single week in the Big Ten, they're gonna have your hands full, and these guys will come in here and they'll be ready to play. So we have to do the same.
Dylan, was there anything that stood out to you after getting a chance to go back and watch the tape about those 9 sacks?
Yeah, I mean, some of those, all of them. I need to do a better job of getting us in the right play or right protection, and getting the football out. So I put that on me, and I told the O-line that there's no hatred, nothing towards them. It's my job to get the football out. So I'll put those on me and fix it.
His injury was obviously severe to go to the hospital during the game. Just to see him, I guess he was back out there practicing. Is that kind of a boost, and just see a guy get back that quick?
Yeah, that just says it to the character that he has, how much he cares and loves his football team, and how much he's going to fight. So having him back out there is very cool, and he's fighting. He's probably in some pain. I haven't talked to him about how he's feeling, but it didn't look any different out there today.
What has he just brought to the line this year, Rocket?
It's just a mindset, just a mindset and a unity that maybe we've had, but he's kind of stitched all together and brought the guys going in the same direction. So we're very lucky to have him.
Last year there were some tough losses. Do you feel like the team the past couple days has rebounded differently than previous years?
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely been some tough losses, especially last year, and you see a different team. You see the real comes out when stuff hits the fan. So whether that's teammates, coaches, staff, people out of this building. So we're trying to keep everything close and into the circle, and I think our guys have done a great job of that.
You said Matt has done a job of kind of bringing out that sense of pride in this team and bouncing back. How?
Just challenging. I mean, he's just showing clips and showing tape that it's honestly hard to watch. From our standpoint, because we just basically allow it to happen. But at the end of the day, all the players aren't pointing the finger. We're all taking the blame, and like we all said, we all took the shot, and that's a real thing. Like we all put our bodies on the line to go play and win a football game. So it comes with the good, comes with the bad, and so you got to wear it both ways.
What do you think you've learned the most just about handling adversity and going through tough losses and leading this team?
And no one's gonna pull you out of it. You got to go do it yourself, and I think that's simple as that. You got to take what you want, and we'll be hungry to go do that on Saturday.
Dan talked about having some more comfortable play calls for you. Just where have you seen that relationship over the past 48 hours? The discussions of what he's going to call and what's comfortable for you, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. That's a great question, but also I can't really answer that. Just so I'm not going to show our hand, but we're comfortable with a lot of plays. It's just the executing piece, and when we do that, things are good. When we don't, you can see it like 6 points. That's terrible. So I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. I'll take that full on my part and And the greatest thing is that we got a next game. We got another game to go do it and prove to. It doesn't matter what anybody else says, but prove to ourselves that we are that offense that we think we are.
Have you ever thrown a pass left-handed in a game before?
No, I've thrown them in a dream and visualized them, but just trying to make a play.
So was that just like instinct in that moment?
Yeah, I mean, there's been times in practice where it's kind of like, oh, I could have did it then, but I don't know. I just guy came up the field on my right, I stopped. I couldn't throw it my right because he's right there. So I was like, well, he's open. I need to get it to him, and the only other hand I had was my left. So that was that.
When it Luke got it and he caught it in stride, we were like, no, that went okay.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever? I mean, did you?
I mean, it's cool. It's cool and all, but at the end of the day, we didn't get the job done. So it is what it is. Yeah.
Anything else for Dylan? Thank you, Jesse.
How would you sum up just your beginning of your college career and how it's been going for you, Archie?
It's been interesting, had its ups and downs, but obviously our goal is to not try and ride that wave. Had some good games, had some pretty bad moments that you'd like to have back, but I think we've got ourselves in a good rhythm now to where we think we can really take off and put our best foot forward.
What is the value of having played a few college games?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, we were speaking about it yesterday or Sunday, and that was probably the first game that we had against Minnesota. It was actually able to get the chances to do all the different things. So just be able to play in different situations, like Michigan State kicking into the most ridiculous wind ever, and then also have different situations where in like Cincinnati it was a lot of pooch sort of work, and against Michigan like backed up. So I think we've had a good exposure to all the different situations, and it's now we can start to like know what's going to happen more and not have to like not every kick beat like the first time.
What about for you in terms of like playing in different parts of the U.S., the travel? How's that been getting used to?
Yeah, I haven't. I'm not going to lie. The travel doesn't really affect too much, I don't think. I mean, I think it's cool. Like I'll be in the hotel and then part of me will just click to me. It's like, what am I doing in Minnesota? Like that's really random that I'm here. But it's the same task. I'm still just kicking a ball, so that doesn't really play too much of an effect. But I enjoy it, seeing different places.
Probably heard a lot about the wind in the stadium, and then that like the Michigan State game you mentioned, was that like, oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so real with you. That was insane. It was that I gotta be better there. There was the first one, I think I hit it and it went for like 26 yards, and I'm gonna be dead honest, I don't think I could have hit that any cleaner. And then sort of overcompensated that with the second one and straight up shanked it. So third one, we're just gonna keep this one low. It's first time being in like a game sort of situation and having to use it, and like it's only gonna have to get better from there. But it was definitely interesting for the first time, but it's yeah, and we're gonna have to work. But yeah, it does get really windy, so it'll be fun when we can get a bit more going north.
How much pride does that crew around you take in just the coverage aspect of it? You're not giving up returns, and just those guys, how you've meshed with them.
Yeah, they're huge. I mean, they make my job so much easier in the fact that I can kick it out there and be like, they're gonna get there. Like I think against Minnesota, I think it was a 53-yard ball with next to no hang time, and they were still able to get down there, and I think it was a 2-yard return, which is their first yards of the season against us. Like they're huge. Like watching guys like Kevin and Bryce like run down there, and there's nothing stopping them from tackling that returner. So that's huge for me. Cool. Thank you.
Hey, Coach Rule mentioned something yesterday that was interesting. He talked about he's tired of seeing a sense of entitlement from the players, especially as it relates to being frustrated when you're not doing as well as you could be against a team like Minnesota. How do you take that kind of comment and as a leader on the team, and talk to your teammates about what he needs?
Well, we need to go in every week like ready for a fight, and I think that's what he was talking about. Like we were going in, maybe wanting to put on a show, rather be ready for a 60-minute fight. And once you start winning and you come back in the fourth quarter, have great drives, and you're feeling good, and then you kind of lose sight of like what you're built on, and like everything we've worked for, like who we are, and it sucks that we had to have a loss to have motivation to get back to that. But I mean, that's what it took. So this way, we're getting back to who we are.
Did you sense that last week as you guys were going into that game? I know it was a short week, so it probably wasn't easy to prepare.
I mean, a little bit maybe. I wish I said something, but I mean, it happened. So what's next?
How have you seen guys respond? I know 9 sacks is tough. Does the whole offense takes that sort of on its shoulders, I assume?
I mean, yeah, it's on all of us. What we do as an offense, and all I can do is improve the tight end room and see how we can help the offense, see how we can improve our blocks, how we can help Dylan, and do our job at a high level. And I need to look at what I need to do better.
Luke, earlier kicked this week, 11 a.m. How important is it that you guys come out with the right energy level to kind of get the crowd in this thing right off the bat?
I mean, we've been doing a good job other than the last game starting fast. So then getting back to our roots of coming out and scoring on that first drive. And I mean, we had our game earlier this season at 11 a.m. So we know what it's like. So I think that's gonna help for this one.
Hey, Rocco was back out there today after his surgery. I mean, how tough is he to be right back out there? And what kind of message does that send to guys that, hey, he's fighting, he's out here?
It's awesome. His bone was sticking out his finger, and then he's out practicing 3 days later. So it's just a testament to, it makes me want to, play hard for guys like him who want to be on the field helping us win.
What do you see from Northwestern on tape?
You repeat that?
What do you see from Northwestern on tape?
They're physical. They play hard, and I mean I think it's a perfect time to play a team like that. Good test for us, and ready for a physical game.
Luke, when you say that you wish you had said something when you sensed the way last week was going, what's the message that you're sharing with your teammates now? You said everyone's kind of motivated after a loss, but how do you attack this week and step up as a leader following how Friday went?
We just got to fight. We just gotta do our job. We just gotta not get into our feelings and go with the highs and lows of the game, but just stick to our standard and stay here and not go up and down, but stay at our high level of playing.
So anything about practice today that helps you guys get back to your roots and who you guys are?
It's Physical Tuesday, doing stuff like 9-on-7, pad under pad, driving people, hitting each other, running at each other, and it's the best way to do it.
How motivated are you to, as an offense, not just you, to come out against a defense that just shut out another Big Ten team?
It's, again, a big test for us. They're a great team, and I think we have something to prove as an offense now after that last game, and we know what we're capable of, and this is a perfect game to do that.
Related to maybe a sense of entitlement going into that game, maybe your sense of feeling like you guys were going to easily beat Minnesota. It was going to be easier than it was. How do you sort of respond to that? How did you maybe see or feel that from your teammates last week?
We discussed as a unit after the game, just the mindset we had going into the game. We not in the sense of entitlement. We just kind of felt like we took our foot off the gas after that dub with against Maryland. It was a hard fought battle. I felt like we got just slightly comfortable. So going into the Minnesota game, felt like we didn't stick to our process as much as we needed to, which affected us overall on the field.
I mean, you being a guy that comes from Big Sky program and you've earned everything you've gotten. Did you sense that last week as you're going through practice, and how frustrating was that maybe to feel that or see that from the team?
I think just in all areas of, not even just on the field, I think, just overall and how we went about everything with recovery, studying film, on the field, practice, during practice, just trying to whatever I could see, trying to pick up on it and say something about it. But at the end of the day, it's kind of you got to hold yourself to a certain standard. So, that's kind of that.
I'm sure you guys take a lot of pride pride in your tackling. Was that one kind of a tough one to watch back? Some of the plays maybe let a few yards add up.
Most definitely, but it's the truth. That's something we got to work on. That's something that's in our control that we need to get better at, which is definitely like an emphasis for us this week. But yeah, most definitely, it's hard to, see what you mess up on, but you got to get it fixed, you got to get it corrected.
How have you seen young guys like Rex and Donovan? I mean, they're redshirt freshmen, just respond to playing as much as they are and the ups and downs that go with
just trying to coach them up on anything. Just trying to give them just basically just little things to pick up on. They're learning as they go. They've been performing well. But just trying to help them in any little sort of way possible. They're doing a great job.
What's Northwestern's offense when you look at what they do? I mean, what are the biggest challenges for you guys this week?
Stopping the run. That's going to be the first thing. I'm sure, as far as any other team we play, that's going to be the biggest thing for us is, stopping the run. And then, they got a lot of basic, pass concepts that we've seen. So, but yeah, the biggest thing for us just stopping the run. That's how they're going to try and come in and get the game started. We got to nip that in the bud before we can focus on anything else.
Number 17 receiver for them, I think he has 500-plus yards. He kind of jump off the tape.
Yeah, most definitely. We see that in the film. We take note of it during practice. We got plans for that.
Kind of keep the composure after 9 sacks.
Yeah, just keep focusing on improvement. Obviously, like the only place to go is up, and so taking that mindset each and every day, just attacking everything that's thrown at us, whether it be in practice or in the film room, and really just individually fixing what needs to be fixed. I mean, it was made clear, what each guy needs to work on, and now, we got a great week of preparation to, go and fix those things.
What stood out as you reviewed the film from Minnesota, I guess specifically, the 9 sacks, what were the common threads?
I think a lot of times, guys got in the moment and maybe didn't trust what we were trained to do. It really just goes back to your training. I mean, you train all week to be as confident as you can possibly be in the game. And, I don't know if, maybe on the short week we didn't, attack things the way we needed to be, but we're going to get it fixed.
How have you guys seen guys respond over the past couple of days?
Yeah, I mean, it started with the, attitude we brought to Sunday meetings. Owning what each man put on tape, and then carrying that forward into Sunday night practice into today's practice. I love the attitude and effort that the guys showed up with today, ready to work, ready to get better.
What does it say about Rocco that you practiced?
Yeah, it says a lot. But he's tough. He really is. It was funny. We ran out of the game for a finger, and we were all kind of making fun of him. None of us really knew how bad it was, but it shows a lot that he was out there, taped up, cast on, just ready to go to work, get this thing right.
Emmett said right after the game, Emmett Johnson, this is a critical week for the program. Coach Roll kind of said the same thing about standing up this week. You sense that mindset for this week as you're going in through it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we can either be, complacent with where we're at, or we can fight back, and I know what we're going to do.
Coach Roll mentioned yesterday something about a sense of entitlement they can maybe sometimes get there, and that there was a frustration around not beating Minnesota by more or trailing at halftime. How do you take some of those comments that he gives, and what did you maybe see last week as you guys prepared and even during the game?
Yeah, it's a tough question to answer, based on what I saw last week. But, it's tough to, go all week being so sure that you're the better team, which, I still think we were. We didn't play to that, but, you're the better team, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be a fist fight. And I don't know if we were, all the way prepared for that.
Well, why not? You guys are a physical team, and you've been physical all year. So what do you feel like happened?
Yeah, again, another, tough question to answer there. I think it really just comes down to, the individual effort that, the guys played with on each play. Thinking all game, even though it was, a close game, thinking that they would quit in the fourth and, start to pull off, and that's when we would pull ahead, and that never happened. It seemed like we were expecting it to happen, but we didn't make it happen.
Northwestern's got some pretty talented edge rushers. What did you guys learn against Maryland, going against a tough front that you can take into this week?
Yeah, the guys from Maryland, although they're both good edge rushers, they play, quite differently, I would say, from the Northwestern guys, the Maryland guys. I mean, the Northwestern group, really disciplined, really sound technique, high effort unit. And so I think that, learning from these past 6 weeks, we've, learned how to attack that because we've seen it before. I mean, we saw it last week. And I think that this is a great fit because this gives us an opportunity to correct what we, maybe didn't get executed on Friday.
Henry, what's the feeling like when you see Dylan getting knocked around back there like he did on Friday?
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's like, it's weird to say, but it's like, like your little brother's back there and he just got knocked down. I mean, like, that's how we view him. Like, he's family to us. And so, that feeling's, it's terrible, but, I mean, it makes you be like, all right, I need to get better for him. Thanks, guys.
On to step up and play a big role last week. How do you think you did this kind of the increased role?
I feel like I did pretty well. There was a lot of stuff that obviously can get better with, stopping the run. Anytime the team runs, I feel like it's on the linebackers, it's on the whole defense. So there's different areas where I could improve them, but I feel like I did all right.
Why do you think that one particular play, the short side of the field's had success against you guys? Have you guys kind of talked about what about that format and that play is been successful?
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, it's just recognition. Like, everybody needs to understand that when they get 4x1, they're going to run outside zone, and this is a copycat lead. You know what I mean? In the Big Ten, and they're smart coordinators. If there's been a play successful in week 1, they're going to run it. Week 8, week 9. You know what I mean? It's just going to happen. So, I think everybody understanding what it is going to be, we got to all communicate different keys and just get off blocks and win. You know what I mean? That's what it narrows down to.
Been through a lot of college football seasons, ups and downs. How would you gauge how this team's responded since Friday night?
I feel like it's been a well response. Like, if it doesn't, like, a loss like that doesn't hurt a team, you can tell what kind of like season they're gonna have. And I've been a part of teams where like losing really didn't matter. Here it matters, to an extreme. Like, we're sitting at five wins. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of great in the season, and the season is not over yet. But we take everything so serious, and that's the most important thing. Like, when you have losses, you got to look at it like, man, this is, you know what I mean? It's something big, and we got to change it because we expect to win every game we come out there. Now, the results is going to be results. At the end of the day, we can't control everything. And when you lose, you can't overreact. But it has to matter enough to you where you got to fix it, and it has to be a mindset and practice to fix it. And that's what we have done.
Hey, were you held out a couple weeks ago against Michigan State? And did you play at all in that Michigan State?
No, I didn't. I had some things going on. Earlier in the season. Coach made a decision to, kind of sit out that game to help heal up, and, I'm back and ready now.
What's the key to slowing down Northwestern's rush attack this week?
I think it's 1, getting penetration, 2, getting off block, and 3, tackling. It's everything that goes into stopping the run is just a mentality in my head. We gotta make our mind up throughout the week. Is we're going to be more physical than that team, and that's what it's going to take. They're a great team. They have great linemen. They play really well, play technical, and they play hard. But we have those same things. We got great players. We got in all 3 levels that we can compete at a high level. We just got to go out there on Saturday and prove it. And that's the main thing, is proving it every week. We got to show up. The team that shows up is the team that's going to win.
Your coach mentioned something on Monday about a sense of entitlement. I don't know that he's talking necessarily about somebody like you that came from a smaller school, but did you sense that within the team last week, of just an expectation that it was going to be easy to beat Minnesota? I would just say, like, I feel like we kind of relaxed a little bit, and I think it's difficult when you're winning to hone in on the details. And sometimes coach talked about the creep of, like, we let little things slip, the little details slip, and that's what little things leads to big things. So entitlement might be a word, but I just think it was just a little relaxed. I feel like everybody come out to win. We
we still, committed in practice. We still, did the things that we needed to do. But obviously on Friday it wasn't our best, and we got to be prepared to be our best when our best is required. And I think that's what it is. So you can call it a lot of different things, but I think it's just that we didn't show up on Friday and they did.
Questions?